Hello, everybody. Today we're looking at Chapter 8 of Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate, and I thank you for coming back, and I hope you reviewed all the chapters prior to this. As you know, I'm not going to go through everything and say everything again, but as of this date, which is April 15th, 2020, I have never spoken to the author, connected with him in any way, text, email, etc. I'm a real estate educator, broker for over 4 decades, investor, top REO asset manager in the country during the last mortgage crisis. And as a investor and a educator, I recommend this book highly. And it's because it's a case study that's proven and can make you a millionaire. Tom lives on the West Coast. I live on the East Coast. We've done basically the same exact thing, which is outlined in his book here, and we've ended up in the same place. So you can too. Now, I don't go through and read line by line his book. I'm just giving you a synopsis of the important details and how I've applied it. And I have a favor to ask all of you. The book review is like, I understand people are coming on to learn real estate. But as far as a YouTube algorithm killer, it is. So I need you to subscribe for me just so I can enhance my algorithm, because my other videos capture a lot more views, and the book review, it's a great book and everything, but the appeal and the broad range of the audience is limited. So let's go into Chapter 8 tonight, which is targeting. And this is some of it, if you looked in the chapters before, we've kind of mentioned. And from now on in this book, things are going to start to come together, and you're going to see how things like fit together like, pieces of a puzzle. And once you put all these pieces together, you're going to be able to see the picture of your future making $1 million in real estate. So targeting, I call it farming. Many realtors do also. So what it is you pick a certain area, and that area is where you want to invest. And you get to know that area. What I call farm that area. You go through and you learn as much about every realtor that's working. Excuse me, I got allergies. Realtor that's working in that area. Your goal is to contact owners directly, though. And you learn about the prices and the values in that area and the rental rates and everything else. So this is your study. You don't want to make it too big. You want to be an expert in a smaller area. You always can expand it later or go to a different area as a secondary area, or if your first area just doesn't provide the opportunities. So you go in that area and you learn as much as you can. And this is one of the important things. You become an expert in a little area, and then you can apply that to other areas. But you want to get your knowledge and your comfort base and your confidence and education and experience in one area, because the more you know, the better your opportunity is making a deal. And Tom has also some great things in this book. He's developed target evaluation summary, and he's all sorry, I have allergies, and I don't edit, so because my time is very limited. I work until like 2 a.m. every night on real estate. I mean, I just have a love and passion for it, and I hope you do too. So he has developed this app and also this target evaluation form. But one of the most important things he says in this chapter is about your understanding of value. And I've appraised over 10,000, probably 15,000 properties at this point. I've kind of lost count over the last 30 something years. But value is one of the most important things, because you got to know the value. And when you develop a farm, you're going to see a lot of properties that are kind of similar. So you're going to be able to determine, well, what enhances value, what takes away from value, and go from property to property and kind of create a valuation database in your head. So when you go into a property, you can immediately, you don't have to go running back, because you've seen every property in the neighborhood that's for sale. You've studied what's sold. And you have a feel now when you walk in a door, well, what's a property worth? I mean, I do this. I mean, I work for hundreds of lenders and a lot, both for REO and for closure and short sale work. And I have this natural instinct, though I've always had it, but I can go into a property, they hire me to sometimes even drive by a property. And I'm really, unless there's something really out of the ordinary on the inside. And there have been cases where the backside's been burnt out or something like that, where you can't determine, you can't get to the back on a row house or something like that. Or it's a mansion that's kind of unique where you can't see it off the road. But I'm hired to go by and just drive by and give them a value. And I can do that because I study so many properties. I've seen so many properties. I know what adds to value and takes away from value. And the same thing with the auction sites, Hubzu and auction.com. And, some of those properties on there, the lender has asked me to determine what they should sell it for. Not in the same exact properties because it would be a conflict, but on other properties that are offered on Hubzu and auction.com, I'm called by prospective bidders to say, what should we bid for this? So it all comes down to value, knowing your value. And that's the most important thing you can learn from your farm. And Tom goes on to say, you don't, he's stating in here, his strategy is to buy below market value. So you have some instant equity. And depending on your investment strategy, that's how most people would buy. You want to get something that's under market so you can instantly either do some value add fixing up or instantly have some equity. I kind of look at it from a different perspective because I do a lot of 1031 exchanges and stuff like that. If there's a property that is really a solid performer that I see, maybe some changing in zoning or something's going to happen where that area is going to have greater demand in the future. This isn't speculation when you know what's happening in the trends. I mean, speculation is you just buy something with the hope of something happening. Well, if you have some education that something's going to happen with this property and the values are going to go up, then sometimes I would just pay full market. And even if things didn't change and the return was good, I'd hold the property. So everybody's strategy is a little different. And there's so many aspects of real estate you can invest in and so many strategies for the actual investment. I mean, you can invest in office, you can invest in industrial, you can invest in retail, you can invest in single family, you can invest in multifamily. And that's categories of properties. And then your investment strategy might be buy and hold short term, buy and hold long term, fix and flip, and it all depends. What you'll define yourself by what's available in the marketplace and what you enjoy. Some people like different aspects of it better. But the most important thing in this chapter, and besides the things I just kind of touch bases on, you stop at a gas station or something, stop at a diner, and everybody has a real estate story and everybody's a real estate expert. And if they would do it over and over and over again. There's lots of one and done deal makers, and there's lots of people that hear from somebody else, well, he bought it for 80, sold it for 120, but they don't realize he put 40 into it, right? So you have to know the complete story. But also, when the group of surrounding family or friends, and this has even happened to me, there'll be naysayers, and I think I mentioned this before in some of the videos. Um, because you're trying to succeed and you'll get a couple of deals under your belt and the jealousy sets in, they will, kind of talk negative. And Tom, I don't really read from Tom's book, but I'm going to just read this one thing. It says, too many people do nothing but talk. Don't ask your friends to get involved. This has to be your desire and your passion and desire to be financially free. Talking can lead to negative feedback. If you need to talk to my book. It will listen and tell you just what to do. Namely, stop talking and get to work. And I can't emphasize that enough. You got to start, and every time you hear something negative, turn away and focus on making the next deal. Well, thank you, and please subscribe. And tomorrow we'll do chapter 9, and that's understanding property information, which is another important aspect. And again, please subscribe, and thank you. Good night.